Welcome back to Flying Dutchman Cards and our next episode of the 1989 Topps Retrospective. We've reached the pinnacle of subsets. I know that you're not going to be able to hold your containment of excitement for this one. We are going to be looking at these 6 checklist cards from this set. You may be wondering, why are you looking at the checklist? This is probably one of the most entertaining and wide-ranging conversations we have. So if you want to just hear two dudes talking about baseball, this is the episode for you. So my brother Doug will be joining me, and we'll be breaking it all down, starting right now. Well, we have come to the most riveting portion of this episode, talking about the checklist cards. So what? Just kind of, what's your general synopsis of the checklist card?
Check. Yeah, I mean, this is probably pretty, I wouldn't say ugly, but it's just kind of like missed opportunity. Like you got, it looks like a receipt. Right. It looks like something that shouldn't be part of the set. So on that aspect, it's just kind of nothing really ties in with the rest of it as far as the design goes. Which, you don't really need to do that. But I think it is a missed opportunity because all the other sets at this time are starting to do things where they're having like artwork like on the front and then the checklist on the back. And so you could still get like a cool card or do like a team card. You have the leaders, but you could also do like a team checklist.
Right. Yeah.
Have all your team with a cool photo or artwork or something at that time. So it seems kind of just like boilerplate intern made this design.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So missed opportunity.
Yeah. The interesting part, I never noticed this. So this is the team leader card. So it's Greg Gagne. This is bonus. I haven't noticed. I wonder if that's what they called. It wasn't. They didn't call them team leaders. They called them bonus cards. Or there's a bonus. Glenn Davis bonus. That's interesting. Never noticed that. I don't think I've ever. I feel like these are the cards that you're like, well, I guess I need it. Like these would be the ones that you're at the card shop and you're like, I need this for my set, so I don't have this checklist card. I guess I'll pay 5 cents for it, but I'm never going to look at it again. You know what I mean? And I like looking back through our cards. I think 89 Donruss. I have one checklist card that we actually like used as a checklist that has like all the things on it. But I think that was the only one, and that would have been our first, our first year collecting. That was the only time we actually ever used the checklist.
And then like card shops would have like the printouts,
right?
Like the bubbles, and you could just write like 1989 Topps, and then just start filling in the bubbles of which ones you have, which one you have duplicates of. That's like something that maybe card shops still have, but I remember at that time, like everybody, it's just like a cheap thing because the card shop could also just put their logo on the bottom. It's like free advertising type thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I wonder how they determine, where subsets go, what the order is. I feel like some sets might have had like the checklist or the team card or the leaders card as like the 100 and 200, 300. So it's interesting. Like the Topps just kind of like lottery ball it and be like, okay, Bo Jackson is this number,
Right. Yeah.
Don Baylor 673, stuff like that. Personally, if I was doing this, I'd want it to be like orderly or some type of like theme that's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I think it'd be cool if you had all the teams together.
Right.
So you have like just because also if you're looking through the cards, you have this kind of cool like, okay, here's all the team instead of it being spread across the whole thing.
Right.
And who knows what, there might be some logic behind why you wouldn't do that, as far
Right.
as
Collation.
seeding cards and how you lay out a big, the big sheet of cards that then gets cut up and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. But as far as like looking at this as like a developer, a designer, like I'd want more order than just like randomness. But
Right.
you're
Mm-hmm.
also, I imagine there's also some like they're trying to get a return on their investment. So if they do things a certain way and seed cards a certain way and stuff, they might be doing different things. So
Right. Right. Yeah, because that's what Fleer did for a bunch of years. Is they would, and I think, yeah, for most of their run, they did them by teams. So it'd be like American League teams, So it'd always be the Angels would be number one, like the first card, or the A's or whatever. This would be
yeah,
the A's. And then kind of going down from there, be American League, National League teams, and then
it'd be
actually,
the Angels.
what's that?
It'd be the Angels.
Yes, yeah,
Athletics.
yes. Well, but I think in Fleer they just had it as the A's instead of Athletics. I don't know. We'll fact check it.
Fact check.
But yeah, I think the other thing that bugs me too about these is that like this one is like checklist 1 through 132. It's like I understand that you wanted to only get it on 6 cards, so that's whatever divided by whatever is 132.
Yeah.
Just like I just wish it was just by hundreds or 150,
Yeah.
or something, or two like, or the weird part too is that like, well, this is 1 through 132, but like this card is 118. So it itself, it's like self-referential.
It's like Inception.
Itself. Yeah. And it's just like, what? Like this is crazy. So
it's interesting too, like at that time was before the internet, or
right.
the internet as we know it. So you had to rely on things like these and like Beckett and
Right. Mm-hmm.
lists and stuff like that, because it's just kind of like a mystery. Like you don't like how many cards are in this set, or how many, you know what I mean? Like just picking up a couple packs, you want to know those things.
Right.
Now I can go online and we can pull all these images and we're like, oh, here's all the cards. Here's all the year cards. Here's where I can buy them on eBay,
Right. Yeah.
That's a whole different mindset that was different at that time than now. You know what I mean? That's
totally
interesting.
Yeah. But it's funny because I feel like our frame of reference was Beckett, right? Like that's what we like. If I was going to look up cards, it's like, well, I want to go look up because I want to see what the value was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that was like an easier way to do it than like find these 6 cards and then go through them all and check them off. It's like, I'm not doing that. So
that was my Tom Kellyworth.
Yeah. The managed card. Yeah. So these ones, it's like these ones should just be like freebies, that they just did, the extra card that they added. But the interesting part, I don't think in this set they had any, but the funny part to me is when they have error cards with checklists, and it's like, wait, like you like I understand, like I understand where error would come from, but it's like, out of anything, like you'd want to have your checklist, like that would be the one that you want to have right. It's like,
it's kind of like your appendix in a book, or like the names in a yearbook,
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like without adding any type of photo or anything else other than just rote information, it's kind of, I never considered these as like I need to get these to have a complete set,
Exactly. Yeah.
I imagine you would.
Oh yes, I would have said it. I would have begrudgingly said I need the checklist cards.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah. Checklists. That wraps up our look back at the checklist. Not so bad, right? I mean, there's 6 cards, but every card is listed, so it's really kind of looking at the whole set at once. But post in the comments below, did you consider the checklist a part of the set like I did, or was it a throwaway card that you never made sure that you needed to check off on your list like my brother Doug? So let us know when you were collecting as a kid. what you thought about checklists. And stay tuned for our next episode, as we're going to be looking at top 10s, starting with my most interesting cards from 1989 Topps. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.